Today's lesson is the harmony of the Cook Islands. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our program. My name is Roger.
And my name is Helen.
And today we're going to continue talking about the Cook Islands. Hopefully, as soon as these travel restrictions are lifted and we don't have to go through quarantine, we'll be free to travel the world as much as we like, as long as we have the time and the money. And one popular tourist destination is the Cook Islands, although maybe it's not so popular because this place is kind of being described as a paradise. There aren't a lot of people there. Hopefully, there won't be a lot of tourists there, so you'll have a really relaxing experience there in this tropical paradise.
Yes, I don't think it's very popular because I think a lot of people, when they're looking to go to the beaches and islands, they go mainly to Thailand and perhaps the Philippines, countries that are a bit closer. But I don't think you'll get to experience Polynesian culture there. So if you want to experience something that's a little different, then you can head to the Cook Islands and try the local cuisine and also appreciate the nature and all of the activities that are available there.
Indeed. Now, last time, of course, we talked about the main island, Rarotonga, and there are some attractions there. Of course, we talked about Muri Lagoon that's got the sparkling white sand and the crystal clear water. We talked about all the coral there, and you can go snorkeling and check out the beauty of that place. And then, of course, you can try some local fruits and vegetables, and you can try a local dish, ikamata, which is made with raw fish, coconut milk, and finely chopped vegetables. And then you can go to the Maire Nui Botanical Gardens and you can smell the tropical flowers and you can have some coconut vanilla tea there at the Gardens Cafe. It sounds like paradise on earth.
It certainly does. So now let's look at some of the other things that we can do on the Cook Islands, other islands. Now let's listen to our lesson by listening to the first part.
Another popular island is Aitutaki, whose 15 islets are often pictured on postcards of the Cook Islands. Tourists can rent a kayak and paddle to the islet's shores or take a boat ride to some of the larger islands. The lagoon is a popular destination for fly fishing, and many visitors spend their days trying to snatch a bonefish worthy of a trophy. Others make their way to One Foot Island, which can easily be described as paradise on earth, on account of its coconut palms, turquoise waters, and scurrying hermit crabs. The island is tiny, and one can easily walk around it in just 20 minutes, but few are ever in a rush when they are surrounded by such beauty.
各位好，第一部分我们看到单字 snatch， 这个字是动词，指抢夺或是夺取。例如Eric snatched a few chocolates from the candy jar while his parents weren't looking. Eric 趁爸妈不注意的时候，从糖果罐里抓了一些巧克力。或是 Barry's life was snatched away by a traffic accident. Barry 的生命被一场交通意外夺走了。另外补充一个含有 snatch 在内的片语 snatch up， 意思是抢购。我们可以说 You'd better snatch up that TV before it is out of stock. 在那款电视缺货之前，你最好抢购一台。也可以说 Many people visit outlets to snatch up items on Black Friday. 在黑色星期五的时候，很多人会去唱货中心抢购商品。接着我们看到名词 trophy， 指奖杯。例如 Our team received a silver trophy for finishing second in the tournament. 我们的队伍得到联赛第2名，获颁一座银色奖杯。或是This chess championship trophy is shaped like a crown. 这座西洋棋锦标赛的奖杯造型就像皇冠。再来我们看到片语 make one's way to 加名词，意思是前进或是前往点点点。例如 We made our way through the crowd in order to get closer to the stage. 我们穿过人群，为了可以更靠近舞台。也可以说 Ted made his way in the company and eventually became the president. Ted 在公司一步步往上爬，最后当上了总裁。接下来我们看到片语 on account of 加名词，指由于或是因为。像是 On account of the price, we couldn't buy the biggest TV. 因为价钱的缘故，我们买不起最大的电视机。或是 Lance was having problems finding a job on account of the competitive market. 由于市场竞争激烈 Lance 一直找不到工作。另外再补充2个意思相近的片语。第一个是 owing to owing O-W-I-N-G owing to 意思是因为或是由于。举例来说 The bridge fell apart owing to the big earthquake. 这座桥因大地震而断裂。也可以说 The store had to close last month owing to money problems. 那家商店上个月因财务问题而必须歇业。第二个是 due to due D-U-E due to 指因为或是由于。我们可以说 Due to their fight, the children were not allowed to watch TV. 因为孩子们打架，所以他们被罚不准看电视。最后我们看到单字 scurry， 这个字是动词，指急促的奔跑或是乱窜。例如 Howard scurried from store to store to try and find the toy that his son wanted. Howard 急忙挨家挨店的跑，想要找到他儿子要的那个玩具。或是 People were scurrying off to work in the morning. 早晨大家急赶着出门上班。
Okay, so today we're going to some other destinations in the Cook Islands, and another popular island is Aitutaki, whose 15 islets are often pictured on postcards of the Cook Islands. So, of course, when you travel, of course, a tradition is to send your friends and your family members postcards. I haven't really traveled in a long time myself. I don't know if postcards are still popular. I think a lot of people will probably post things on Facebook or something like that. But still, postcards are kind of fun. And if somebody does send you a postcard from the Cook Islands, it's likely going to be a picture of these 15 islets. They're often pictured on postcards, or they're probably pictured on travel posters at your local travel agency. And again, this island is called Aitutaki.
Yes, and tourists can rent a kayak and paddle to the islet's shores or take a boat ride to some of the larger islands. So once you're on Aitutaki, what you can do is rent a kayak. A kayak is a narrow boat that's pointy at the ends, and you usually use just one paddle to move the boat. And this boat is kind of like a canoe, except the only difference is that it's covered. Now, paddle here, it's a verb that describes the action of moving the boat through the water by using your paddle, which is the noun. And by moving your kayak, you can go to the islet's shores, or if you don't want to paddle around in a kayak, you can just take a boat ride and you can go visit some of the larger islands.
Right. The lagoon is a popular destination for fly fishing, and many visitors spend their days trying to snatch a bonefish worthy of a trophy. So if you're into fishing, this sounds like the place for you. If you snatch something, you catch something rather quickly, and a bonefish is a species of fish, and it might be big enough to be worthy of a trophy. If something's worthy, it deserves this reward. And so you might be worthy of having this fish as a trophy, which you can pose with. You can hold it up and someone can take your picture of it. Or you could have it stuffed and mounted on your wall.
Yes, worthy can also be used with the words support. So somebody or a cause could be worthy of support because you believe in this cause. Or a person can be worthy of admiration because that person has done something very admirable, very honorable, so that person deserves admiration, is worthy of admiration. But in this case, visitors might be able to catch a bonefish or to snatch one that is worthy of a trophy. A trophy is usually a large metal cup. It could be made of silver or could be gold colored, and it's usually given as a prize to the winner of a competition. So if you're a tourist and you want to go fly fishing, you might be able to catch a bonefish, and this bonefish might be so amazing because it's really big and it's something that is very difficult to do, that this catch will be worthy of a trophy.
And if you go to schools here in Taiwan, usually in the entryway of the school, there are cabinets that have all the trophies that the school has won over the years in speech contests and sporting contests and stuff like that. But in this case, it's more of a symbol of your victory in catching this fish, a symbol of your accomplishment. Others make their way to One Foot Island, which can easily be described as paradise on earth on account of its coconut palms, turquoise waters, and scurrying hermit crabs. So yes, there's another island here. You can make your way there or you can go there. The phrase to make your way someplace just means you're going someplace, but it usually involves several steps. It might take some time to get there. So you can eventually get to One Foot Island, and people have described this place as being paradise on earth on account of or because of its coconut palm trees, its turquoise waters, and those hermit crabs. Boy, do we love them. They are a sure sign of a tropical paradise.
Yes, and here the phrase on account of means because of someone or something. And here, this island is called Paradise on Earth on account of or because of its coconut palms, turquoise waters. Now, waters that are turquoise waters, means that the waters have the color of turquoise. Turquoise is a type of stone that is kind of bluish green in color. So the waters there have this type of color. And scurrying hermit crabs. Hermit crabs are those tiny crabs that you often see on beaches. And scurry is used to describe the way they move on the sand. When a little animal scurries, it's moving fast in quick, small steps. So you can also say that mice scurry or squirrels scurry, but you wouldn't necessarily say that a horse scurries because they don't move in small, quick steps.
Right, and they don't really have a definite direction. They go this way, they go that way, fast, slow, etc. Like cockroaches kind of scurry around sometimes if your apartment is infested with roaches. So in this particular case, though, you probably won't see a lot of roaches there. You'll see these cute hermit crabs. They're crabs that like to live in the shells of other mollusks, for example. And the island is tiny, and one can easily walk around it in just 20 minutes. But few are ever in a rush when they are surrounded by such beauty. So yeah, even though it's a small island, you'll probably want to stay there for a long time. You'll think, hey, this is like paradise on earth. Yeah, I can stay here for a while, but eventually we're going to have to leave and go back home and go back to the office and work really hard again. But still, while we're here, we're going to enjoy this place as much as we can. Again, this place is kind of known as a paradise on earth because of these various factors. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson for today. Let's find out some more about the sights and sounds of the Cook Islands.
The highest point on Aitutaki is atop Mount Maungapu, which is 124 meters tall. For a fun break from the sand and water, take an easy half-hour hike up this hill to get a spectacular view of the landscape.
So we are still talking about Aitutaki, which is one of the Cook Islands. And the highest point on Aitutaki is atop Mount Maungapu, which is 124 meters tall. So on Aitutaki, there is a mountain, and that's called Mount Maungapu. And it's not very tall. It's only 124 meters. But very likely from there, from atop this mountain, you will be able to see a very nice view of the entire island. So atop here means on top of.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it? Remember, this island is quite small, so a mountain that is 124 meters tall might actually look very large if you're actually there on this island, and it might take you a while to hike to the top of it. So indeed, you could take a half-hour hike up this hill to get a spectacular view of the landscape. So it will take you at least 30 minutes to hike up this mountain. So you need to be in shape here, but The effort will be worth it because you'll get to the top and you will be rewarded with a view of the spectacular landscape. Now, if something's spectacular, it's really wonderful to see. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. Spectacular can describe all sorts of things. Oh, the concert was spectacular. I really liked the guy's guitar solo during the third song. It was fantastic. It was spectacular. It was awesome. And of course, you'll get this spectacular view of the landscape or the characteristics of the land around you, the ocean, the beach, the island, the trees, etc.
Yes, and you can also use spectacular to compliment somebody. You can tell someone, you look spectacular. I haven't seen you in ages, but you look wonderful. You look spectacular. And landscape, of course, yes, as Roger said, describes a particular area. And this area is usually, if you say landscape, it means the area is very beautiful to look at or has a particular type of appearance.
Indeed. So there you go. That's a little bit of a highlight of the trip to the Cook Islands. Again, this is Aitutaki and all the islets around it. So there are plenty of things to see and do if you do that. Okay, let's move on now to the third and final part of our lesson for today. We will read it first and then we're going to talk about it.
With relatively easy access and reasonable prices, the Cook Islands are a paradise escape not to be missed. The beauty and harmony you'll find there might be just what the doctor ordered to renew both body and soul.
So now we're going to conclude our discussion of the Cook Islands and the harmony of the Cook Islands. Now, with relatively easy access and reasonable prices, the Cook Islands are a paradise escape not to be missed. So the Cook Islands have a lot going for it. There are a lot of positive aspects to going to this destination. First of all, it's easy to get to. As we mentioned, all you have to do is get to New Zealand first, and from there, it's just a 3.5-hour flight to the main island of the Cook Islands. And best of all, it's not expensive. It has reasonable prices, which means you won't have to spend a lot on food, on accommodations, on getting around. So it's just a win-win situation.
Right. This is a common pattern when we wrap things up in an article with this and with that, then this is the result. So with relatively easy access and with reasonable prices, the Cook Islands are a paradise escape not to be missed. Of course, we're describing this place as an escape. Escape can be a verb as well, to escape a dangerous situation, to flee, to run away. But here the word escape is being used as a noun, and oftentimes we are looking for an escape on our vacation or on our holiday because, you know, we live hectic lives in the city and we have to fight traffic. We have to look for parking spaces. We have to compete with other people for limited resources. So we feel like rats in a cage and we want to feel like we're human beings again. So we're looking for a paradise escape to feel like a human being once again.
Yes, a place that has a lot of space, that has natural beauty, that makes us feel like we are a part of this earth. So the beauty and harmony you'll find there might be just what the doctor ordered to renew both body and soul. When we say that something is just what the doctor ordered, we're saying that that something is exactly what we needed, exactly what was needed in order to fulfill a goal or to solve a problem. So if you're very stressed and you feel like your normal life is just making you feel inhuman because it's so congested and you're so busy, you're not getting enough sleep, then going to the Cook Islands may be just what you need, just what the doctor ordered.
It doesn't necessarily refer to the medication that the doctor prescribed to you. It refers to something that was really necessary for your life. Hey, Joe, how was your trip to Kending? Oh, it was just what the doctor ordered. I had such a great time there. I was really stressed out at work, so I really needed a relaxing vacation, and Kending provided that for me. It's just what the doctor ordered. So for you, if you go to the Cook Islands, it might be just what the doctor ordered so that you can renew both body and soul. To renew just means to make something feel new again, and indeed, you might feel like a brand new person if you go to the Cook Islands or any place like that.
Yes, usually in my case, whenever I take a holiday, I feel renewed, body and soul, when I get back. It doesn't matter where I go. Sometimes just a change of scenery, a change of environment is enough to renew my body and soul.
Yep, you'll feel refreshed. You'll feel like you've turned over a new leaf. You'll feel like a new person, and you're going to make a brand new start. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Here comes our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分有一个句子写到 Many visitors spend their days trying to snatch a bonefish worthy of a trophy. 许多游客整天都试图要捕捉一条作为战利品的北梭鱼。好，这边我们要来复习动词 spend 用法。Spend 表示花费，那它是以人来当主词，用来表达花费时间啊、金钱、精力等等。句型就是 somebody spent 加上时间、金钱或精力，加上 on 加名词，或者是你也可以把 on 加名词这部分换掉，把它换成动词 ing 的方式。举例来说 I spent 3 hours on the internet。也可以说 I spent 3 hours surfing the internet. 我花了3个小时在上网。好，那如果你想要以事物来当主词去表达说某事物花了某人多少时间，花了多少金钱，这时候则分别会用 cost 和 take 来表达。好，我们就先来看动词 cost， 它表示价钱为多少，花费多少金钱的意思。那它必须以事物来当主词，常用的句型就是 something cost 加上金额，或者是 something cost somebody 加上金额，可以表达说某事物要花费多少金钱，某事物花了某人多少钱。例如 The dress costs $800 NT. 那件洋装要价新台币800元。好，那至于要表达说某事物花了某人多少时间精力，我们则常常会用动词 take 来表达。take 是指花费需要，像是花费时间、精力等等。那常见的句型是 something take 加上 time 或是 effort。你也可以用 it takes time 或是 efforts 再加不定词。我们来造2个例句哦。Good work takes time. 好的作品是需要时间的。It takes a lot of time and effort to master a foreign language. 要精通外国语言需要花费很多的时间精力。好，那另外要介绍的是动词 try， 它的后面呢可以接动名词 VING 或者是接不定词 to V， 可是两者表达的意义不同哦。try 加上动词 ING 是表达尝试做某事，看看结果如何。假设朋友用讯息一直在联络某人，一直都联络不上，你可以建议他说 Try calling him on his phone. 试试看打手机给他，尝试看看打他的手机号码，看看结果如何。那么 try to 加原形动词则是表达设法努力去做某事。例如 We've been trying to get in touch with him all day. 我们一整天都试着要跟他取得联系，都设法要联络上这个人。好，那顺便补充2个跟 try 有关的片语。第一个补充的是 try one's hand at 加上名词或动名词，可以表达初次尝试做某事。这个 hand 固定要用单数型哦。例如 Amy wanted to try her hand at songwriting. Amy 想要尝试写歌。那第2个我们补充的是 try one's luck， 它是指试试运气、碰运气。那这个片语的使用情境多半是说已经知道某事可能不会成功，但还是尝试去做。举例来说 Emma decided to try her luck in Hollywood. Emma 决定到好莱坞碰碰运气，看看能不能闯出名堂。好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾简单字吧。
Snatch. The bird flew down and snatched a large fish out of the water. Worthy. Cindy's latest accomplishment is worthy of the highest praise. Trophy. Carl's living room is filled with hunting trophies. Spectacular. We walked along the beach, enjoying the spectacular colors of the setting sun. Landscape. The travelers were impressed by the beauty of the landscape. Renew. The doctor's words renewed my hope that Liam would recover from the illness.
Discussion Starter starts now!
Here's our discussion starter for today. And the question is, if you were to spend 3 days in the Cook Islands, what would your ideal travel plan look like?
Well, my ideal travel plan would look pretty much like what was outlined in this article. I would start at Rarotonga. I would spend a lot of time at the Punanga Nui market because I'm very interested in local foods. I want to see what the ingredients are. And I would end my tour of the islands at Aitutaki, looking especially forward to climbing Mount Maungapu because I do enjoy hiking, so I wouldn't mind climbing this 124-meter tall mountain.
Yeah, I think if I had only 3 days in the Cook Islands, I would spend most of my time outdoors. It sounds like there are lots of things to see and do in the great outdoors. I especially like the idea of kayaking from islet to islet, but I think I would need to be very careful to put on lots of sunscreen because I don't want to spend 3 days in the hospital with a really bad sunburn. Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you enjoyed reading along with us. I am Roger.
I'm Helen.
See you next time.